Hello everyone, welcome to Source classes. This is Tushar Shaw, and in this video we will be continuing to solve the UPSC CS Main 2020 paper that we were solving since the last quite a lot of videos. I forgot the count now, so I don't remember. You may just see it in a title. Okay, so this was the paper. Obviously, as I have told you in the earlier videos, that this is a subjective type paper, so there would be no negative marking in this case. And the main thing that you need to consider here is that this is the you have to write down the answers perfectly. There is no multiple choice for in this part. You have to write each and every step properly so as to get the full marks for each and every questions. Okay, so as I am writing them down in this in the on this video, you have to just note it down in the exact same way, and as I am explaining, you note the explanations down also and write it them accordingly with the things that I am writing down in your paper. Okay, so let us start this video. I guess we did up till question number 3A. Okay, so we did up till question number 3A in the last video, so we will be moving to question number 3B in this video. Okay, so yeah, so the question number 3 says that cerium 3 ion, which is cerium 3 ion. So let us write that cerium 3 plus ion has an electronic configuration 4f1. Okay, and cerium 4 plus ion has an electronic configuration 4f0. Okay, so and this species is colorless, obviously. Okay, and this one is the color given is red. Okay, now we have to explain the phenomenon. Okay, so in coordination compounds, or we may say in for the D block elements and the F block elements, the color arises from basically three factors that are there for explanation of the color. Okay, that is Laporte's rule. Okay, Laporte's rule. We have spin selection rule. Okay, and lastly we have the vibronic coupling. Vibronic coupling. So let us start. We have to explain all the three factors in this case. Okay. So let us start by the lowest one, that is vibronic coupling. So in case of vibronic coupling, you have to like write this down in sentence. There is no derivation here in this case. You have to, as I am explaining it to you, you just write it down via sentences. Okay, and you may just take these explanations and write them in your own words, and you have to explain them step by step by explaining each of the points as one of the factors. Okay, so then you will be getting the full marks for this question. Okay, so firstly we will be explaining about vibronic coupling. Okay, so let us first discuss about the Laporte's rule. Okay, so the Laporte's rule says that in a centrosymmetric environment, electronic transition can occur between energy levels of opposing parity. Okay, so that is G can be transferred to G, U can be transferred to, like, can't be transferred, sorry, U can't be transferred to U, and from G we can transfer to U, and from U we can transfer to G. Okay, these are all Garrett's and Ungarrett's. You have to draw the energy level diagram for understanding what G and U are. So for this question, obviously it is small enough, so I am not drawing the whole explanation. So I'll just explain for the example for this molecule. Okay, so we don't know, we basically assume that both the Ce3 plus and Ce4 plus compound, both of them would be having an octahedral symmetry. Okay, I'm sorry, not symmetry, octahedral geometry. Okay, both of them would be having an octahedral geometry, and therefore for octahedral geometry DD transition is occurring, and therefore it is this compound is Laporte forbidden. Okay, DD transition or FF transition occurs in case of octahedral geometry, and therefore both of these compounds are Laporte forbidden. Okay, Laporte forbidden. So what would happen in this case is, because in accordance with the Laporte's rule, both of them would be not showing any color at all. Okay, this is according to the Laporte's rule. Okay, so the first explanation says that both of them would not be showing the contribution of the Laporte's rule would be negligible for both the cases. Therefore, the color arising from the Laporte's rule would not be like significant for both the cases only. Okay, both of them are Laporte forbidden. Moving on to the next explanation, that is This one is 1. This, let us move on to 2. That is spin selection. Okay. Now, in case of Ce3 plus, as we say, the question says that Ce3 plus is colorless, while Ce4 plus has electronic configuration to the color to be red. Okay, so in this case, the Ce4 plus system, okay, the Ce4 plus system is spin allowed. Okay, is spin allowed, but Ce3 plus is spin forbidden. Okay. Here also I am not drawing the diagram over here, because the diagram for F system, the F orbital is very extremely complicated, and that also is not expected for you to draw in the exam. You just need to write the explanation in accordance to the diagram. Okay, so we know that for a compound to be spin allowed, the delta S between the transition of the compound being taking place must be equal to 0. Okay, that is the spin state must not change. If there is one so this was the case. Okay, now in this case Ce4 plus, because of the mixing of D and F orbitals, the delta S value for the transition here is not is equal to 0, and in this case the delta S value is not equal to 0. So Ce4 plus here is spin allowed, as I have written already. So this one is spin allowed and this one is spin forbidden. Therefore, because of being spin allowed, this compound on the transition gives a lambda max value, which gives a imparts a color, and here the color is then therefore colorless. Okay, and the last factor that we have here is the vibronic coupling. Okay, vibronic coupling. This is the most contributing factor, and also this factor relaxes the Laporte's for the rule that is forbidden because of the Laporte's rule. Okay, so it relaxes the Laporte's rule. Okay, so what happens is, let me just scroll this down. So what happens is, because of this vibronic coupling, basically what is vibronic coupling? That is the mixing of p, d and f orbitals in a particular atom. Okay, so for Ce3 plus case, yeah, so for Ce3 plus we have no such vibronic coupling occurring, and for Ce4 plus the vibronic coupling occurs to some greater extent. Okay, an extremely greater extent. The coupling occurs here also, but the effect is not so much prominent, but in this case the extent is very high, and therefore this imparts the Laporte rule is kind of relaxed in the Ce4 plus system, and therefore because of the Laporte rule being relaxed, this imparts a color which is red as given in the question. Okay, so these three are the exact factors as I have told you. Accordingly, you may just move the video a bit backwards. You may just note it down, each and everything that I have said in the video. You may go through the energy transitions of between the four f orbitals of these two species, and you may take reference from there. But these three rules must be present in the answer so as to for you to get the full marks. Okay, so let us move on to the next question here. The next question is 3C. Okay, so 3C is a kind of an easy question. Okay, it says that why SiH3NCS is linear, and this is kind of an easy question, not kind of, actually an easy question. Okay, so and CH3NCS is planar. I'm sorry, we may say not non-planar, which is equal to bent. Okay, so this was the basic question. So let us write down the answer. For the explanation of this answer, we need to draw the structures of both the compounds. Okay, so I'll be starting from CH3 and CS. So basically, this is the tetrahedral species. So we'll be just drawing the species in the form of tetrahedron. So this is the basic representation of N double bond C double bond S. Okay, so this is the exact configuration about how this thing works. Okay, so yeah, Now this bond, you may say, as you see, this is a proper tetrahedral bond, and therefore this bond may may bend in accordance with the like the steric repulsion or any other factors from the solvent or any like those things that interfere in the compound. Okay, so they may bend accordingly in as the in accordance with the present environment that they are present in. Okay, but in case of this SiH and H3NCS, what happens is um, the Si molecule, Si atom has d orbitals, and the N has a lone pair of electron in its p orbital. So d pi p pi coupling or conjugation, you may say, this kind of interaction takes place. Okay, so what happens is Si kind of double bond N, double bond C, double bond S, and H H H. Okay, so this species is kind of formed like not the delocalization of electron or the p pi, the system occurring is p pi d pi conjugation. Okay, so this p pi d pi conjugation is not so much on a greater extent as we observe in organometallic compounds. Okay, this is not an organometallic compound, and therefore the p pi d pi conjugation is not so strong, but it is strong enough to make the bond make the molecule overall linear. This linearity is not like expected in the CH3 and CS, because no such conjugation takes place. All of the functional groups remain attached to the carbon atom as they are. Okay, so they may bend in accordance with the condition they are provided in, but this species would not bend at all. Okay, the main reason being p pi d pi conjugation. Okay, so this is the reason why the SiH3 and CH is linear and CH3 and CS is bent. Okay, this is a kind of an easy question. Obviously it carries 10 marks. You have to explain it quite in a good manner so that you may get all the marks. Okay, moving on to the last question of this video, that is 3D. Okay, 3D. It says that what type of hybridization is expected for SO3 minus. We have to calculate the hybridization of SO3 minus and PF5. Okay, PF5. So let us firstly calculate the number of valence electrons in each of the species. So firstly we will be considering SO3 minus. So for the S, we contribute the valence number of valencies plus 6. We will be writing just 6. We are calculating just the valency. We are not taking the charge in consideration here. 6, and obviously one negative charge, one oxygen is bonded to in the system via single bond. Okay, so oxygen would be contributing 1 in this case, and one negative charge is also there, so that negative charge would be contributing 1 in this case. Okay, the other two oxygens are double bonded, so they would be considering contributing 2 into 0. Okay, so the total is 8, and for 8 electronic system, we are from the VSEPR theory, we know that the compound, that the geometry of the species would be tetrahedral from the VSEPR theory. This is a very basic concept we have learned in like in a lower classes, that is class 11 or 12. This is a like easy question you have been given in this level. Okay, so you may just calculate it. So the structure, we have as the structure is tetrahedral, we may draw the structure like this. Okay, so yeah, so this is double bond O, this is double bond O, here is one lone pair, and here is one O minus. Okay, now this would be the probable expected structure for this one, because obviously I guess the question is wrong in this case, because we know that SO3 2 minus is already normally considered. Okay, or we may say SO4 2 minus, SO3 2 minus or SO4 2 minus. Now just SO3 minus is not any species and it does not follow any VC pair theory, so we'll just exclude this question from our discussion. Okay, instead let us calculate the value for SO4 2 minus. So for SO4 2 minus, we will be getting this kind of structure. Okay, so this is the case. Moving on to PF5. Okay, now PF5 is obviously right, because we know that this compound exists, phosphorus pentachloride. Okay, so for let us calculate the contribution for P. We will be getting a 5 electron, a 5 valency is there for P, and there are F, each of them contributing 1 electron. So there are 5 F. So 5 into 1 for F. Okay, this is equal to 10, and from the VSEPR theory we know that it acquires TBP, that is tetragonal bipyramidal geometry, in accordance with the VSEPR theory. Okay, so let us just draw the structure for this. So we have trigonal bipyramidal. So one F would be here, one F would be here, one F would be here. This is the plane of main plane, that is principal plane which is being formed, that is the molecular plane, and one F would be two F would be axial to the P. Okay, this is the plane. This is the plane obviously, and one P is above the plane, one P is below the plane. Okay, so this one would be the correct structure. In the question you may please rectify the above example, that is SO3 minus. Okay, so okay, so let us end this video here. We did 3 questions in this video. We will be continuing from 3E in the next video. Okay, so thank you guys for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.